The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
I'm a big fish in a small pond. Got my days free and the nights long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. As famous as I wanna be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Who I am is fine with me.
Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? It's Tuesday night, March 8th, 2022. Welcome to our show. We go live every Tuesday from 9 to 10 Eastern. Usually we come on about 9:02, 9:03. And the show ends at 10, and we always guaranteed have a wonderful experience. Sometimes our show is informative and sometimes it's goofy, sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's a bunch of those things. But my mission, I've always said this, my mission is to showcase my friends and show the reality of living, thriving, and surviving as a creative person, whether it's in New York City or anywhere else. It's not an easy thing to do, but I have friends that do it, and they do it well, and they do it with grace and dignity, and that's what I want to show. That's the mission of my show. I want to give my friends a platform. And in the meantime, that was the mission of my show when we started 4 years ago. What's happened is that we've created this amazing community of people that now are connected through the show, that have become friends, that are all over the country and in other countries, that have stayed in touch and connected on a creative basis and connected as people. And it's just, I couldn't be prouder of what this has turned into. So, Leo Rodriguez.
Hello. I was listening to what you said, and I thought, look at all the history that we have of all the people
I know.
that have come onto your show.
So Leo, my buddy and sidekick and assistant, Leo's just the sidekick now. He's been a million things. He started off as the assistant, just helping with little things. And now look, we're Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Look at that. That's when we were in the same room, and it was around Christmas. It looks like it was around Christmas. So Leo, when we first started, Leo lived in Manhattan and was working in Manhattan. Now he lives in Idlewild, California.
Yeah.
Pandemic hit, and we couldn't have people. I couldn't have people here, and Leo was there, so he learned how to use StreamYard, and now look at this. He's in Idlewild. I'm here. Our guests are all over the place, and people can zoom in. So it's really turned into this amazing thing. Okay,
Maria Gentili, coast to coast.
Coast to coast, baby. And it's not just me. I'm just the person that started doing this, but I would just be doing a show by myself. So everybody that comes on is part of our community, and we have an amazing community. So,
Hi, weather girl.
Hello, Rena. Wait, I haven't clicked comments yet. Okay, so Rena Crignelli, you're the first one in tonight, Rena. David Slauson, second one in. Hi, sweetheart. I love you too, David. David is from Kentucky, but I think he's in Arizona on vacation. He should be back soon. And I was texting with him today. And your calendar should be mailbox. So let me check my regular page. Leo, go ahead. You can talk about that.
Oh, Kenny Holcomb. Happy birthday, Kenny.
Oh, my God,
it was yesterday, but happy birthday.
That is fantastic. Let me see. So, yes, it's Kenny's birthday. Kenny Holcomb is our great friend. He's in Tennessee now. He lived in New York for a long, long time. And, my God, graphic artist extraordinary, did all our graphics, did all our posters. I mean, there weren't too many people that didn't have a poster designed by Kenny Holcomb.
No, he did our cabaret poster, right? Our downtown cabaret poster.
Yes, he did. And he's an amazing singer.
Okay, Spanish, I can't. When somebody who speaks Spanish tries to read Italian, it just doesn't sound right. So what is this that Rena put there?
Rena, okay. Auguri per la festa delle donne. Okay. Thank you, Rena, for reminding us, which Leo knew yesterday, but I forgot. Auguri means congratulations for the Feast of the Women. So today is National Women's Day, which I actually forgot about until Leo reminding me. So thank you, Rena. Rena, I need to talk to you because my favorite author, Adriana Trigiani, is part of like an international Italian women's thing. And I joined it, and I want to forward it to you. So there's a lot of events all across the country. But Rena's been involved in this stuff for 100,000 years before any of us were. So thank you for reminding us. Okay, so Davis Lawson says, I'm in Kansas City, not Kentucky. Oh, I'm sorry.
Barbecue sauce. Yeah,
Even
all right.
better,
David.
even better. Kenny Holken, you're speaking Italian, so sexy. Thank you, Kenny. You know, I don't know if people know this, but it was my first language. My parents are from Italy. All my family's from Italy. I didn't speak English till I went to school.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And you know how I learned to speak English? Well, school, of course, but my dad said to me, he turned on Mr. Rogers and he said, all right, sit in front of the TV. He still says that. He still says it at my age. Sit in front of the TV and listen to this guy because you're going to have to speak English when you go to school. He said it in Italian. And so every day at 4, I would sit in front of that TV after school. But at school, a lot of the kids that I went to school with also spoke Italian. So we kind of taught each other to speak English. But that was my first language. Now, of course, I don't speak it as much as I speak English. So Melissa Driscoll, Missy, she had an incredible birthday party at Stonewall upstairs.
I saw a little bit of pictures, and I have to say that I was jealous. I should have been the other Leo there.
It was an amazing, amazing event. Missy, you could throw a party. Melissa can throw a party. Okay, let me see what time we got. Let's do our merchandise, Leo, shall we?
Oh yes. Well, hold on. Let's set it up.
Oh.
I want to make sure that we set it up. That we do it with our new Maria QVC music.
This is all Leo. I don't do any of this.
This is all right now. We need the countdown. We have 25 on right now. 25 in the studio.
Okay, so for $10, you can get a Maria. What's the story with Maria tote bag? The head, keep eating on the back. These are only $10, and they wash and wear great. Super strong material. Also for $10, what's the story with Maria mug? Go ahead, keep eating on the back. These are durable, last forever. And if you want me to mail this out, this is going to have a little bit of postage on it.
Maria's mug on a mug.
There you have it. Thanks, Leo. And our piece de resistance. Show 'em, Leo. Woo! Beautiful blue apron. Who doesn't love one of these? Blue is our color.
It is.
Now, so many people bought this. This was our big seller.
Mine's really washed. Can you tell the deep
That
is
we
back?
celebrated. We had to celebrate our apron with what's the story with Maria? Nothing but the apron.
Oh, it's March.
Oh, yeah, it's March. So let's go to Mr. March.
Sorry, mine was up on the wall.
Mr. March, Michael Vaccaro, our friend from LA, who's an amazing actor. He's constantly working. He started this whole thing because he took a picture of himself with nothing but the
Look at
apron.
that smile. He is just ready to go. Look at that
He
smile.
is always happy. So that is our calendar. It's 15. I think a lot of you already have it, but if you'd like, what's the story with Maria? Nothing but the apron calendar or anything else?
And this is it. After these ones go, then we start auditioning models for 2023.
Actually, guess what? I only have 12 left. I only have 12 movies left, and I'm not reordering.
What?
So
Yeah.
because I feel like, that's it. So if you would like a calendar, please reach out to me. You can either text me, you can Facebook message me, email, whatever way you want to reach me, or you can reach us at you want a bag, Melissa? Okay, honey, you got it. I'll bring it to Stonewall. You can also email us at what'sthestorywithmaria@gmail.com if you like. And Leo runs that email. Thank God for Leo. Oh, by the way, I also have to throw this in. It's kind of stressful news, but my What's the Story with Maria Instagram page was hacked. I know, like actually last week, right after the show.
Yeah.
So I haven't posted anything on that, but also Leo's been trying to help me. Someone pretending to be me is trying to sell Bitcoin. It's not me. So if you've gotten a message from me there, it is not me. Do not respond. And if you wouldn't mind, please report it. Because
yes.
And you know what some people have been doing, Leo? They've been screenshotting the messages he sends and sending it as a report as well.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I got mine hacked a couple of weeks ago, and I just barely got it back the other day when I let you know that and it took, I don't know how many people to report it, but the person, whatever it is, blocked me and then started going after other people too. So I had to keep going after it and then do the whole face thing with my camera. But
yep,
I've got 2 accounts now. They're both me, and they both have us on there, so we're good. Me and my favorite brand new nominee for the MAC Awards, Miss Maria Gentili.
Oh, whatever.
Hair flip.
Listen, you know what?
What's the category? Piano, bar, and restaurant, singer, entertainer, female.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I'm very, very proud. I'm always proud when I'm up for any kind of award, and that is great. These are my peers, so, and that's who votes, MAC members, and so let's see what happens. April 12th, I think, is the MAC Awards, and we'll know after that.
And I know that some of our favorite pianists like Jerry and Nate and Michael Mackesy have been nominated.
Yeah.
Wilton Hall, Jerry Diffenbach, Nate Buccieri. And then, so you remember Broken Moments, the musical that I wrote? It takes place in a bar.
Musical that you wrote.
And at the time, the accompanist, the person besides Bill Goffey who was helping us, was Yaz Fukuoka, and he is now nominated for, along with Eric Ives, for
Garcia, yeah.
Yep, Frenchie.
I call him Frenchie, yeah.
Restaurant, hotel, lounge, and happy hour. And Yaz is also the musical director for the MAC Awards.
The MAC Awards, which is at Symphony Space on April 12th.
Oh, wow. So I hope you get to sing with him. Maybe that'd be cool.
I know. All right. Now, I do want to shout out some of our friends before we go to our amazing and wonderful guests. Okay. Melissa Driscoll, we saw Michael Dion. He is in Florida right now. We love Michael.
He just said he got out of the water or something before he came to do his show. What's it? Just got off of his Sunset Dolphin tour.
Wow. Kenny Holcomb's here. It's his birthday. Melissa's birthday was a couple days ago. Let me see. I have other people on my... Andy Prasky. Hi, baby.
Andy.
We love Andy Prasky. Lori Towers is watching. Our wonderful
Lori
Towers from... Jazz Just After Dark, that she does that show. And Lori, can you please type in the other she raises the bar, or Raising the Bar, I think is her other show. Lori, please type it in. And we have to have Lori back on. She does amazing shows, and she interviews people, and she's so great at it. And she's great at a lot of things, but she's also a publicist. And so, Lori, type in the other show besides Jazz After Dark that you do. And I love her posts. They're very empowering. So, now, I was going to say our speaker tonight. Our friend that's joining us tonight, he's a hair and makeup wardrobe person extraordinaire. He's an incredible playwright, an amazing actor, and a wonderful human being, and funny as hell.
And Easter bonnet. He's his
right.
curator of Easter bonnets as well.
Right.
In your Easter bonnet.
Well, let us not wait any longer before we bring on our friend, Billy Hipkins. Put your hands together for Billy Hipkins. Woo! There you
Wow. Can you hear me? Am I working?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm good. I'm using my earbuds. I am so low tech. You have no idea.
No, honey. I think most of us are low tech. There are exceptions like Leo that are like they really know what they're doing. But I think most of us. That's why I like this platform. StreamYard is pretty user friendly.
Yeah, it was pretty simple for me to and then for me, even I could do it.
Okay.
So yeah. Leo, good to meet you. Thank you for hooking this up. Just to clarify, hair and makeup. Oh no! Don't look at Billy. Do not look for Billy.
Oh, you did our hair and makeup at Tony and Tina.
But boy, badly. Let's not pretend, Maria. I was tragic at that. Tajikistan. It was not good for anybody.
Okay, you're a wardrobe person.
Yeah, I'm a member of IATSE Local 764 here in New York City. I've been in the wardrobe department. At this point, I've been on the payroll of 28 different Broadway shows in the wardrobe department.
Wow.
Really?
How's
incredible.
that? Isn't that
28?
28 different shows. I mean, some of that's like I work 2 days over here. I iron over here. I dressed this for a week and then it closed. And some I sat for a while. But yeah, I've been in the wardrobe departments on staff.
So Billy just mentioned some of the shows that were long term. Oh, and right. The short terms too. But
yeah. My first one was Beauty and the Beast, and I stayed there for 7 years. Dressing Lumiere, the candlestick. That was a lot of fun. I don't know that I could ever do a 7-year run again, but that was a family. We were such a happy family that I was happy to stay there. I'm currently ironing at Hamilton. I'm there a couple afternoons a week doing the prep, because there's a lot of during the day that goes on a Broadway show. The wardrobe, the dry, cleaning things every day, laundry every day, ironing again, press it, check the shoes, check the snaps, check the buttons. It's a lot. So I'm there a couple days a week. Longer runs. I have not had a lot of longer runs. I tend to get on
the Rockettes. You did for.
I was at Radio City one Christmas. I did one Christmas with them way back in the day.
That must be really hard though, because they have
crazy.
Like 3 or 4 shows a day, right?
Up to 5 a day.
Wow.
Up to 5. Yeah, there's 2 casts and 2 crews, but they've cut back the schedule over the years. But back in the day when I did it, which was 25 years ago. Your cast would do, each of the companies would do a 5-show day, starting like a 10 in the morning show and a 10 o'clock at night show. I mean, you just roll it over, do it again, roll it over, do it again. It was a lot.
And now, honey, you're at Hamilton now? Yeah,
right now. I went back to Phantom of the Opera. I did 4 years at Phantom of the Opera in wardrobe, left there a decade ago, and now am back there filling in, but I'm about to leave in another week. Well, thank you, impressive, Michael. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, Michael Dion. Do you know Michael? You would love Michael Dion. You guys would get along great. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, no, because before that, I was at. Did anyone watch Netflix? Diana the musical.
Yes.
Woo!
What happened? What happened? You were on that show.
Mistakes were made. I was not on the show until after the Netflix. Okay, I joined them for the very last, coming back to Broadway, reopening Broadway. I dressed Prince Charles. I definitely was the leading man dresser, and we had a ball. It was such a happy company of people in a show that was just, well, it was what it was, you know. Okay. But we were, as a company, we were having a real good time together. So I was over there dressing Prince Charles, and we opened, and 39 performances later, we closed. So
too bad. I really wanted to see it.
Moving on.
You know, I got to say, Billy, you also opened during the pandemic resurgence.
Yes, and I mean, it's interesting. I was also on the Jimmy Buffett musical Escape to Margaritaville, which
you loved. You were posting about
that. I loved it. I mean, these are the shows that I love are the ones that fold in 2 weeks. God damn it. Same producer. Now, I gotta say, in hindsight, I don't know how they feel, but I know that their gamble with releasing it on Netflix before it opened, because they were in previews with live audiences, and then the pandemic happened, which on this actually next week, the 12th of March, is the 2-year anniversary of the pandemic shutdown for Broadway. It was 2 years ago. On the 12th of March, we all shut the doors.
Yes, I know that because I work at a piano bar, and we, I think it was a Saturday night or something.
It was a Thursday.
For you guys, for us,
it was a Thursday.
We were pushing it because we were like, nah, it can't be. And I remember it being Saturday night and someone saying, we're going to close after tonight just for a few days. I remember it was for a few days. And then someone said, I think we'll probably reopen on St. Patty's Day.
Right, because we all thought, we were told initially 5 weeks. And we all went 5 weeks? 3 months maybe 3. You think 6? You think 6? Could it go 6? No. And 18 months later?
Right.
So anyway, so during that shutdown, the Diana Company got into a COVID bubble, stayed in a hotel together, recorded the show without an audience, without laughs, without applause, without sound, and then released it on Netflix, going on the strength of The Crown, the movie Spencer. They really
Right,
thought they were
right.
going to jump on that train and it was going to help them. And, well, it seems to have backfired terribly for them.
Oh,
Because by the time we opened, I believe, and they had worked on the show since, so the version that I was part of was a version further than Netflix with some fixes and adjusts. I mean, the show was the show as written. But I believe that the critics' reviews were not reviewing the Broadway opening night as much as they were reviewing the Broadway opening night and that thing I saw on Netflix 3 months ago from my couch. And here's what I think about that.
Oh.
So I really think knives were out for the show. I believe, had tourism been at its peak the way it normally is,
Yeah.
this show might have found a tourist audience. I think an international tourist audience also
Right,
might have
right.
been. Because the audience that we were getting, a lot of them were good, bad, or otherwise. And I mean, everyone has their own taste. There's been a lot of hit shows that I think are garbage, and a lot of shows that got panned that I've adored. So I'm not going to comment on the quality, but there was an audience that was really loving Diana.
Yeah.
I think in a normal time, we might have gotten a year out of it. And I would have happily sat there for a year after 18 months of sitting on my ass in my house.
I know.
I could have sat there for a year so happily. But,
I know.
well, oh well. So back to the open road. I'm back to filling in on different shows. I've been filling in at Phantom. I'm going to leave there. I'm trying to get my foot in the door at Music Man to fill in. I might go back to Tina. I was at Tina Turner before the pandemic.
Wow.
Swinging. That's what we call swinging, is when a dresser or a crew member is filling in, understudying.
One of my friends who I work with at Brandy's, John Bronson, is one of the conductors. He subs in as a conductor and in the pit.
Tina?
If you get in there, I'll tell him to look for you.
Our dear friend Deborah Barsha is all over Tina.
Oh, she is?
Yeah, she's like their major conducting, musical coordinating. Barsha's top, like way up high in the chain at Tina.
Wow. I'll have to take her on.
Yeah.
Isn't
that crazy? No, yeah, because I've run into her over there too. So, yeah, she's part of that team from the jump. So, so there's always the next thing. I mean, you know what? I always say I just want to sit in one place for a year, happy, 2 years maybe, and that's just not been my dressing career. But I always work. I mean, I'm lucky. People know me.
You always work.
I
constantly work.
Yeah, so I really can't get too caught up in like, why am I not on Funny Girl, the next thing that's going to be a big show that's going to run this season? Why didn't I get this other? Okay. I can waste my time and energy like crazy. And tie-in right now, I'm saying, well, maybe the reason you didn't get Funny Girl is because I'm going to be doing my own show, which I'm here to tell you about.
Well, I was just about to go in there.
Yes. Oh, look at that. Leo, you prince. He's a prince right here. Yeah, this is my second solo show. It's called Prince Charming, You're Late. And
I've seen it. It's
you saw it.
I came and saw it a few years ago, Billy.
Yeah, probably at Emerging Artist Theater.
I want to say on
Theater?
2nd Street or something, or
it was probably on 28th at Tada Youth Theater, which is where we're going to be again.
Yes.
Emerging Artist Theater has a new work series that they do every year, a couple times a year, and they're such brilliant, supportive, no pressure. Bring your show on the page, sit there and read it. Do it as a full production. Do it half on book, half not. They keep the price very low for me. I don't have to pay to participate. It's just a matter of guarantee this many people in the seats, and then we'll split the box office. I mean, they're so supportive. And my first solo show, which was called The Also Ran, we developed it there. We did it there a few times. And then we brought Prince Charming when this came around a few years back. This was the first place I did it on the page, the first place I did it off book. And now they asked me, hey, listen, we have a couple of time slots that didn't get filled. Would you like to come back and do Prince Charming for one night?
And this is where again, Billy?
It's at Tada Youth Theater, which is on 28th Street.
Okay, exactly.
It's just off the R train.
I didn't want to give it the wrong address.
Yeah.
Leo has gone and done, because Leo's amazing.
Oh.
If you look in the comments, Leo has posted links.
Leo, you're because you know what I did? Low Tech Billy. I printed it out for you.
Well, that's great too, Billy. That's great too.
Ding! But no, it's right there. Leo, you got a better shot. Yeah, it's a $20 ticket, and it's a 70-minute piece. Now, I'll give you the quick rundown on the story. Is I always had a fixation with like actual Prince Charming showing up and saving me from my life. and fixation on Disney princes, and kind of always searching for Prince Charming somehow. And once upon a time, I met an honest to God, real Prince Charming in my actual real life, and I fell deeply in love with this man. The problem was, this man was half my age. That's not the problem. The problem was, he was straight. And I was in a relationship with him that he was not in a relationship with me. It was it was a fantasy relationship.
Right.
And I fell really in love with this guy. And so this is the once upon a time about that happening, and how the spell had to be broken, and how a fairy godmother had to step in and help me to say, wake up, what are you doing?
Oh my
And how
God.
I had to slay the dragon of this obsessive romance I was in alone. I knew I had to write it. And my director, Perry Delaquila, who was also my director on The Also Ran, our first show.
May I just stop you for 1 second and say that direction is exquisite.
He's a genius, because without Perry, you'd be looking at 90 minutes of melodrama. I am smart enough to know I have no outside perspective on my work, so I need an outside eye to say, there it is, there's my page for the for the ticket sales. He's able to say, you don't need that, your face tells us that, you already said this, you need to add more of this. He's just really smart, and we have very rarely disagreed. I'll try anything. Here's a perfect example. On our first show, The Also Ran, which was a piece that was about an actress that was at Ford's Theater.
I loved that show. You're such a good writer, Billy.
Thank you.
I'm not just saying it.
Thank
You
you.
are
I
such a
appreciate
good
that.
writer.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh my God. And I loved your first show. I saw it twice. I
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
this show. I saw it once. I think it's a night that I'm working. That's the only problem. Otherwise, I'll try to make it there.
Oh, but I'll tell you more later. But this,
Yes,
in the Also Ran, it's a story that takes place with an actress that was at Ford's Theater the night Lincoln was assassinated, and she was going to go on to do a benefit the next night. Bang, that gets canceled. What happened to that girl? I think her shot at stardom got canceled. There I am. There's my, oh yes, you guys, I'm monetized on YouTube now too. I run my mouth on YouTube almost every day, and I'm getting money off of it. How crazy is that? I have a small but mighty army who listens to me run my mouth about any and everything that's going on in my day, my life, my world, you name it. But anyways, in the Also Ran, there was a moment.
Really, how do we find is that your YouTube page?
Oh yeah, just look up Billy Hipkins. The Also Ran is my YouTube handle, and that's my channel. And you want to hear me run my mouth about Broadway, about backstage on Broadway, about being a sober New Yorker, about writing a show, about having 2 cats that drive me crazy, all of it. But anyway, so in the Also Ran, there was a moment where I talk about, there was a quote saying that this actress, when she heard that Lincoln was assassinated, she fainted. And I do this whole bit about, wouldn't it be hilarious if we all just, when everything upset us, we just fainted. And in the show, I kaboom, hit the ground. Later in the show, I had a moment where I'm back at Ford's, and this, in real life, it started feeling personal to me, this story, that when I would go back to Ford's Theater, I was creeped out like, was I here in a past life? It feels intense and overwhelming.
Really?
And the lines were, was I here? Was I her? Did I shoot Lincoln? And Perry, my director, says, you need to faint there. And I was like, absolutely not. That is a very dramatic moment. And he said, it's melodramatic. And I hate that word. So in the studio, I said the line and I hit the floor. And I'm laying on the ground, looking at the ceiling, and all I thought was, son of a bitch, he's absolutely right. And it just shows me, come on, I have no perspective on my own work. So luckily I have a director who does.
Well, that's the beauty of having a great director.
Yes, absolutely.
Because we as performers or writers or people, those of us that do both, I always have to have somebody step in and watch it. It just helps.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So let me just take a minute. Lisa Nazil has joined us. John Savino, that is my sweet cousin John. He's in Massachusetts. Yes, Leo.
I thought I heard the word genius. Did I hear the word genius?
You're a genius. I'll vote for that, Leo. For what I've seen so far, yeah, you got my vote.
I was thinking of another genius.
Hi, honey. She's in Chicago. I miss you. Leo, so go ahead. What were you saying?
I was saying,
God, Lynn Portis is
you said genius.
I told you we were going to be on the show. I want to surprise you, Billy.
Hi, Bill.
How you doing?
You are amazing. I'm
Oh,
listening
honey.
to you. I'm like,
Oh,
I
my
have to-
God,
I have
honey,
to
what a
glance to the
thrill.
right because I'm in the chair. You are amazing.
Oh, honey.
You know, I have to tell everybody how I met Billy for a short time from Tony and Tina.
Yes.
But
Oh, yeah.
all it takes is one time. Billy remembers everything about you. No, you remember everything. Like, and it doesn't take much. And there's a reason that you are set. People love you because it's your insight. You don't just spat. Yeah, you talk, but you're so clever. You're so funny, and you get right to the point. Yeah, and anyone who's listening, it would behoove you to listen to Billy on YouTube. It's more than entertaining. You learn a lot. You really do, Billy.
Oh,
I mean
Lynn,
it.
thank you. Oh, that's my personal website. There's not a lot of activity on my website, but it's there. And thank you, Lynn. Oh, Lynn, thank you. That's
No, it's the
sweetest.
truth. I love
God.
listening to you. I laugh so hard,
Oh,
but you know what? But you get to the heart of the matter,
sure.
and
Who's got time? We're New Yorkers. We don't have time. We don't got
you have
time.
to. You really have to. And everybody listen to me.
Oh.
Even pick any one. Zap. Sometimes I scroll and I'm like, I laugh so hard, and it doesn't take much. You don't you say it, and then you're done.
That's it. Moving on. Well, thank you. That's my point. That's what
I'm
I
glad
try
I
to
got
do
to say
anyway.
that. See, because instead of typing it in, I got to come on and say hi.
Yeah, Lynn and I were talking like just about an hour ago, like an hour and a half ago. I was looking for parking. I was running so late, and I said I have Billy on, and she's I forget. I said something to her like, "Oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing tonight," but I meant food because I usually cook, but I was running so late. So she said, "Well, if you need me to pop," I said, "Billy's." She goes, "I thought Billy was coming on." I said, "He is," and then I said, "Listen, you want to
I want
surprise?"
to say hi.
Yeah,
I want to say
I'm
thank
glad
you.
you did, Lynn. And Lynn, you're gorgeous. Look at you. Time is not moving for you. How are you doing this?
No, there's no makeup.
doing
no
amazing.
hair.
Lynn, stunning.
Well, no, I feel bad because it's you, but you always made me look beautiful.
Stop. Oh my
Well,
God.
we were
no, I was
talking about that because I called him a hair and makeup. I said he was hair and
the
makeup.
worst. The worst.
He's the worst.
No, but Billy, I still, you can see now the girls who don't wear makeup, they still don't wear makeup. In that show, I didn't want to and you always said we didn't need a lot. I'm at the piano. I was different, but
Sure, yeah, sure.
whatever they need with the eyeshadow, more eyeshadow, more. But for me, he was very good to me. I was Celeste.
You know what you were, and Lynn will agree with me on this. What you were in that show for us, and we all became friends there and stayed friends, was you were just so grounding and funny and responsible. So, actors are like this all the time, right? And musicians are more, they're cooler. Musicians are
Yes.
And you were just like kind of that person that could take all these crazy personalities and be like, okay, that's enough. Now you go. You're done. Enough with your noise. You were really... And Billy, as a gay man, back then, we're going 30 years. People don't get it now because these young gays, they don't get it. But even back then, there was a lot of stigma with being gay.
Oh,
and you broke that. You broke that because all those macho Italian guys loved you.
Yeah, that's very true.
Really.
Very true.
Oh, you're going to make me cry. I wish we could go back just for a night. My God.
I know. You know what?
Really
I would like to go back for a
time.
weekend.
I would do that.
Four
In
shows.
In a minute, I would do
Four
that.
shows, and then...
Oh, yeah.
Now that would be an amazing show.
Yeah, I would go back there. God, that was fun. That was crazy. Fun. That was a lot of fun back there.
I'm sure for your job, you learned a lot. I'm sure you learned so much from our show because you never knew what was happening. Like it wasn't like any other show.
You know who else is watching us? You know who else is watching us tonight? Bobby Kent.
Bobby!
You
should be popping on. Bobby, pop on, Bobby.
Hello, Paul Ford.
Ford. Let's see if there's a show we get. John Hernandez is watching.
Piano legend. Broadway piano legend, Paul Ford, people.
Hello, Paul. Hernandez is watching. We got a lot of great people watching the show. Also, Billy, tell Lynn what night is your show? Because I don't know if we mentioned the exact night.
I'm going to be doing one performance at Emerging Artists Theater's New Work series at Tada Theater on 28th Street. 2 weeks from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight at 7 o'clock.
We can do a Tuesday night. I can. Maria can't. She has a show.
Yeah, Tuesday the 22nd at 7 o'clock. But here's the killer.
Wow. This
summer, a friend is going to produce a 3-week run of my show here on Theater Row.
Wow.
We got to run. Look at that. This is the new logo that we're doing for. Look at that. Wait, let me see if I can.
That's great.
Is that more or less centered? Prince Charming. And look at the landscape is dotted with little princes and people.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
Yes, a friend of mine, Tiger Bear Productions. Leo, I'm sorry I don't have any of that to hand to you because you're so good on this. But that's going to be later. We're doing that end of June into July for an actual 3-week run. So this has been years in the making. A very good friend of mine, Jerome Gentis, who has a theater company now on the West Coast, Tiger Bear Productions, has wanted to help me out and do this. And then the pandemic, and then, as we all know. So this has finally come around that we've been talking about, okay, we're going to do an actual run that somebody else is going to actually, as I call it, he's going to shove the boulder for a change because, as a solo artist, I shove the boulder. I got a lot of hats on,
Yes.
And to have somebody else on board believing in this and wanting to see this happen is a real
This is great.
I know.
And that's when we're in the middle of planning this. Emerging Artists Theater says, hey, Billy, yes, there it is, Tiger. I kind of knew you were going to do that, Leo. Tiger Bear Productions. That is, and there we are in the upcoming.
Oh, it looks
more information soon. But yeah, so Emerging Artists Theater is a one-night, fell in our laps as a way to, after 2 years of not touching this script, let's re-examine this. What do we still like? What do we want to change? What wants to be rewritten? What doesn't seem logical? So I've been able to just really re-examine this work and really kind of go back into Prince Charming again with an eye on getting through this one night to get us to the summer run where
I'm getting my tickets.
Oh,
I'm getting my tickets from 2 weeks.
I saw it with, I believe Judy was with me, and I brought my friends, Steven and Jeffrey, and we loved it. It was, I was excited because I had seen the Also Ran twice, and I know what a great writer Billy is, and also what a great actor he is. But you're a great storyteller, Billy. That's your thing. And a lot of people are so self-indulgent in this business, but you tell a story with such love for the story and such... it's almost like you're a little boy that sees it for the first time, and so as an audience, you're in the wonder of that person. You're seeing it the way they see it. You have this way of bringing us to see it through your eyes. It's really magnificent.
The way he saw it, the way we spoke of how you saw us, and how through your eyes you could transform. These people every night. I mean, you never knew it was going to happen, but
you never knew.
I mean, you made it work time, and you never freaked out on everybody.
Yeah.
That was my other thing. I hated everybody yelling at me. You always were calm, and you were very good to my kids. I remember when they came.
Yes, of course.
Billy, do you remember those babies? They were little babies.
Oh my God,
my 3 were little. Yeah.
Oh my God, I don't even want to ask how old they are now, Lynn. I don't even. Oh my God. I don't want. I'm
35.
Oh my God! No,
30, 34, 30, 32.
Killing me.
Yeah.
Well, Mazel Tov, congratulations.
Jackie's a doctor, Nicole's a lawyer, and little John is an engineer on a ship.
Come on.
And then her littlest one.
Congratulations.
Yeah, they're all.
He's an engineer.
But
amazing.
Who knows? But this is it. Like I said, you are a wonderful. That's what I talked about the YouTube too. I can see why the show's going to be. It's just the way you tell. You have to go watch him on YouTube. It's worth it. It's worth the laughter, the pain. I'm in pain when I watch it.
I try, and and everybody knows I get in a mood some days too. I am in a mood.
Yeah, of course. You got to rant.
Yeah, some days I'm in a mood. That's it, and I get that too. Yeah, sometimes I get a lot of shit from it too.
Good.
Yeah, and people, I'm telling you, this, in a lot of ways, this pandemic forced us to be on virtual stuff and connect. Because no matter what you do, we're always going to want to connect. That's one thing I learned.
Absolutely.
I learned that creative people have got to connect, otherwise they wither. And we have to create, we have to connect, we have to reach out.
Absolutely.
And people out there want to be connected. They want to, especially if they're across the country. So this is a way for people to get to know you. They get to be connected to Broadway and what's happening behind the scenes.
Sure.
All that stuff. I do want to mention, and we're going to have her on closer to the date, but Lynn has a show that she wrote music for called Missing Person, and Susan Campanaro.
Susan Campanaro, yeah.
And they're going to, what's the name of the theater?
United Solo. Oh, and we're
you're doing United Solo. Lynn, we have to talk. I did United Solo. I did also run at United Solo many years ago.
Oh, we have to talk. Yeah,
they were great. Please reach out. They were a great platform for me. They were really.
That's what everyone says. Use it as a showcase,
Absolutely. Oh, good for you.
Such a great score for that show. Such a great. It's a funny show. I laugh so hard.
Oh, keep me posted. I want to see.
Yeah, we'll have you on closer to when it actually happens, so that we can promote that as well. So we understand what that's like to when you were saying solo, people get that.
Sure. And the other thing is, with the pandemic, we really were debating, do we want to do this as a virtual live stream? I didn't want to do it. Now, what we are hoping is, because a lot of my YouTube following are people that are not local, we are hoping, and this will be on my producer, if it's up to him to figure out if he wants to do this and if it's the technology, and it's in his hands and I trust him, to maybe do one of our performances as a recorded, as a live stream, so that there is a chance to also view it as an event online as opposed to live in the theater. But it was so important for us to do this show live with a live audience.
Yeah.
It's just, there's nothing like that. Once again, back to Diana the Musical on Netflix, doing a show in a bubble without response, that's a different animal. And we are theater people, we're performers, we need reaction.
Yeah.
And I have not had the luxury with this show, with either show, of doing a run. I've done it once, and then I did it twice, and maybe 4 times around, and we put it back on the shelf for 9 or 10 months. The idea that I'm going to get 3 weeks to live inside of it.
It's wonderful.
Wow, that to me, because right now I'm in the let's remember 70 minutes worth of words that I wrote, and I'll stand here in the living room saying it out loud, and my brain is saying, who the hell wrote this shit? And it's me. And it's the weird, the playwright 100% expects the actor to honor every word they wrote as written.
Right.
You don't paraphrase Shakespeare. Why would you paraphrase me?
Right.
And the actor wants to honor the playwright. So I'm in debate with myself, because if I say it another way 5 times in a row, is that because I'm remembering it wrong, or is that because maybe I shouldn't have written it that way?
I have one for you, though. I have one for you,
to be
Billy.
Objective after
I have one for you, Billy, though. Also, it's the difference of a storyteller, though, to react to the audience. So in that moment, sometimes you're like,
and I'm going to get to find it.
The story down.
I'm going to finally get to experience that, because it's always been like a nerve-wracking ride of just, and then I say this, and then I say this, I move left, okay, we cut that line, we didn't laugh at that, I got a bigger laugh than I thought, okay, then I say that, and it's just, my brain's going, and I will tell you honestly, every single time I've done either show, there is an absolute moment where my brain says to me, Jesus, is he ever going to shut up? I literally, while I am talking, I'm like, God damn it.
Well, listen, Maria, tell me a story with your teacher that said she used to do a show, Voices Carry, that Maria, you talk too much. Or the end of the show, you went. How did you end your show?
One of my teachers, he didn't like me very much, but whatever. It's funny because we have since reunited, and we're friends now. But he said to me, Maria Gentili, you think because I never shut up, of course. He said, "You're gonna make money with that big mouth?" No, you think you're gonna pay your rent with that big mouth? Yeah. And it's funny. At the end of my show, I said, "That's exactly how I pay my rent."
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, we all have to use that, because that's all of our story. But I just want you to know, Bill, one last thing about this YouTube, because I me with my app, and now I'm like Miss Computer Girl. No, you to have that amount of views, for you to have that amount of more than followers, views, that's what I talked to Maria about, what's called organic. You didn't pay someone to make you this person. What happens is on Instagram and whatever social media, you pay people to help promote your ad. So if I have a video, say from music, they say, do you want to promote this video for $10 a month or for a certain amount of money? And you can spend your own money to do your own self-promotion, and it takes you into windows of where do you want this video to be sent. You don't need any of that. Yours, it's gone. It's viral. Like, you have to give yourself, don't say, oh, just those people. There's millions of people.
Thank
and
you.
You're reaching a different audience, and that's a lot. That's something to be really proud of.
Thank you. And it just came out of, just for kicks, usually on YouTube, usually on Facebook, doing videos. And
Facebook, but YouTube is tough. YouTube
and then it became, what it became was this is the way it all happened. One day, Lindsey Graham was running his mouth. It was during the Brett Kavanaugh shit. And I had it. And I did a little simple 45, it was a 45-second video, which for me is, under a minute is brief for me. I don't usually do under a minute. And I did this whole, yesterday, Miss Lindsey Graham had a history in public. And Miss Lindsey Graham, I put it on Facebook, and I had two different friends say, can you make this public so I can share it with my friend? It went viral, got picked up by two different bloggers, and took off. Within a month, I had 3,000 Facebook friend requests. And I started just jumping everything onto YouTube, and the channel people started. What followed next was a lot of people do it, and you guys will understand this. The poking do that dance that I like when you do the Lindsey Graham again. Do that dance that you do, Monkey. Do that, Monkey. Do the dance. And I was like, and I had to make it very clear. Listen, if it strikes me to do another Lindsey Graham, I will. And I've done about 6 of them over the years.
Yeah,
but there was a lot of people that
I watched them all.
Right, but there were so many people that were like, yeah, stop with this other shit. Do the Lindsey Graham. And I'm like, I am not. You should do a show about Lindsey Graham. The last thing I want to do is spend every night on the stage being Miss Lindsey Graham. Oh, could you even imagine?
But just Miss Lindsey.
More than that.
Please. And I got shit from a lot of people for it, too. And I was like,
I'm sure you did.
Like, I am not saying that Lindsey Graham is gay. You're saying I'm saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Lindsey Graham's acting like a prissy Southern belle.
Right.
I'm saying Lindsey Graham's being Scarlett O'Hara. If you want to call that me calling him out for being gay, that's on you. That's not what I'm saying.
Then why? What do you know? Tell me.
Right? Really? And
you have to watch it.
I wanted to unfollow. I'd like to call out or shout out our viewers. With Don Melly's watching, Nicole Ann is watching. That is Lynn's daughter. Johnny Tomorrow is watching.
Hey, Johnny.
Roberta Trooper is watching as
Roberta.
well. Carol, Lynn's friends, and also was one of the producers of Lynn's show.
Mr. April's watching.
We have so many. Oh, Mr. April, Jay Rivera. Oh, the calendar, Mr. April.
Well.
We can't show Mr. April.
Oh no, he's too risky.
I can't have, the computer will blow.
Yeah, and everybody will be planning themselves. I got to tell you, of the people in the Jay, you're in the lead.
Perry, my director's here. Hello, Perry.
Oh my God, hi, Perry.
Perry. I'm probably going to get notes on this performance, and God knows I need them. You can, if anyone watches comes to see the show, you thank Perry Delaquila that you're not sitting through 90 minutes of melodrama only because of Perry. People, he's a brilliant director. The other thing that Perry once said to me, Maria, and I had to put this on the mirror in the dressing room anytime we do either of the show, is a quote from Perry. Nobody wants to see a grown man cry.
I'm telling you. But seriously, he directed both the shows, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. He also just won an award. Perry, goddammit, write in the comments I'm going to forget which award it is. No, I need to find this. I need to tell you. Hang on. I'm going to tell you. Perry just won an award. Yep. I'm pulling this up on my own laptop. People, hold on. He directed a web series called Look in My Eyes. And Perry it's been getting a lot of buzz on the festival circuit. He just won Best Director from the Anatolian Film Awards. So kudos to Perry, man.
Is that the one Eddie Baca wrote?
Yes, it's Eddie's piece. Perry directed with Eddie. Yes.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
he did. Yeah.
That's right. Remember we had Eddie Baca on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Perry directed that.
How
Perry
funny.
just was the direction that. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. The circle
now,
and the circle and the
I know
circle.
Perry's very behind the scenes and he's a little shy, but Perry, would you please consider, just mull it over, zooming into the show one night and talking about the things that you do, because I know that you're a little bit, you're a behind the scenes guy, but I just think it would be so great because I am a huge fan of your directing. I'm just a huge fan. I just love it.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. See, look in my eyes.
Look in my eyes.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Bravo. 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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that is Eddie Baca, one of our mutual friends, wrote that, and Eddie's amazing and very humble about it, I might add. So
I'm telling you, it's going places, and it's gotten a lot of attention.
I love that. Okay, so Perry says he'll do it. So Perry, and I would love it. I'll leave it up to you.
Amazing.
The Tuesday that's good for you, my friend, and I would be honored to have you on the show because I'm a big fan of your work.
Fantastic. And I was saying, like Perry and I met. Perry works at Phantom of the Opera as a ticket taker. So Perry's. I don't think there's been a Broadway show in the last several decades, Perry, am I right, that he hasn't seen? So the knowledge of being a person who gets to see what good, bad, and otherwise what is working and what is not.
Really, I think that, if I'm not mistaken, that's Local 751. I think.
Okay.
And I used to play many, many years, maybe 10 years. I pitched for their softball team, for Local 751 softball team. So those great ticket takers and treasurers, they were my friends. I love those guys. Probably we have a lot in common.
But you get a lot of perspective watching everything from the back of the house there, and that's what makes a great director. Is like he knows what things I can't know about my own work. He knows. I'm going to tell you this also with the also ran the first script. I gave it to Perry first to read. He handed it back to me with a literal packet of salt taped to the cover, as in, take all of this with a grain of salt. I think you should lose this. I should put this here. This has to go. You don't need this at all. This should go here. Every single thing he said was led with, take it with a grain of salt.
Wow, nice.
How sweet is that?
That's so sweet.
How sweet is that?
Okay.
Just amazing.
You know what it is when somebody writes something, whether it's a song or
it's so hard.
No. Leo's a player himself, and he wrote a show that was at Leo. What your show was in the
was it the Duplex?
Festival.
Oh, okay.
Oh, which one? The
it was in the festival. The Broken Moments was in which festival?
It was in the international festival in Fringe Festival in New York.
International Fringe, great, fantastic.
Yeah. So when you write something, you're so connected to it.
Oof.
Almost like if somebody, it's like ripping something out of someone, and it's hard, to take critique, but also if it's coming from a person you trust and coming from a loving place and someone that's really good at what they do.
Well, we had that with I Could Have Been Cheetah Moreno, which is about being adopted and the whole thing affects. And Maria was my director, and there was a part in there that was really, really, really nasty. That Maria and I was like, no, and she was like, let's look at that, and that's someone who you love and trust who can say that. Not many women can tell me what to do.
Yeah. Well, that was also with Prince Charming. I mean, this is a story about the time that I fell in love with a straight guy, and I was really in a relationship. It was awkward and cringy, and I knew I had to write it, and I knew I could share it with Perry safely, and ask honestly, is this a stalker story? Am I creepy? And he said, no, we've all done this.
Right.
And I said, I trust you. We went to Emerging Artists Theater for the first time, and I made the deal. I will read this out loud once. And if it feels creepy and if it feels cringy, I never have to say this out loud again. And the response from an audience of all assortments, every identity you could think of was there saying, me too, I've done this, me too.
Right.
Oh, really? I think it's important to tell those stories because I think it's not as the people that are coming out now are not going to experience what we had to go through, being afraid of being discovered and having these ideas of what a relationship should be like. And so we lived them through that. And I haven't been able to see your show, but from like I've lived, you know.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so good. And also, you know what? Piggybacking on what Leo just said, we did have a lot of relationships in our mind because that was the safest place to have it.
It's safe.
Oh, yeah.
And you're waiting for that cue from the other person, that straight person to say, "Me too."
And they knew.
Wondering,
He never did. We're still friends, and he never knew.
Amazing.
He doesn't know. What's funny now for me is there were so many people in my life who think they know who I wrote it about.
Oh my God!
And nobody knows for real who it is.
That's
I'm
great.
not about to say who it is. And in the script, I've varied the lead in many ways to kind of use elements because I've fallen in love 40 times with 40 different straight guys I've worked with. So it's really pull characteristics from many different imposter princes and make this one prince, and even change his name, you know, and all that stuff. But no one knows for real who it is.
That's great.
And that's how it's going to stay.
Now, I want to take a moment. Normally, we would be doing the food section of our show, but I have a confession to make. I usually cook a big meal and blah, blah, blah. But tonight, I ran out of time because I was running errands in Jersey, and I did not cook.
What? You didn't cook?
What? Leo. He just left. Leo.
Just kidding.
No, but I did get takeout. I got, because I'm on the keto again. Everybody knows me. On the winter time, I go crazy. I eat whatever I want. But spring is right around the corner.
Okay.
How am I going to get into that bikini for my birthday?
Ooh.
No, never. The last time I wore a bikini, I was 12, I think.
That's just going to be a grand party.
A lot. Actually, that was the last time. But anyway, so I have delicious Japanese food back here. I have a tuna tartare, which I can't wait to eat. I love Japanese food. To me, is incredible. And then I have a nice connie salad, beautiful. And I got that in Sushi Cruise in Edgewater, New Jersey. And I gave them a great review. Nice. Now, okay, so let's mention the date again, Billy, and maybe Leo, if you don't mind, put the link.
Yes, that's the link for tickets at Brown Paper Tickets. It is going to be 2 weeks from tonight, Tuesday, March 22nd, 7 p.m. It is a 70-minute show. There will be a quick Q&A afterwards. We want to get, this is the purpose of this, is to say what's working, what did you hear, what's confusing to you, what did you give people a chance to, that's what Emerging Artists does with this series. They're just astounding.
Wow.
It'll be a brief Q&A. As I say about both shows, you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll kiss 70 minutes goodbye. Tickets are $20. I do know there's a fee on it, so it's actually literally $21, and mine is on the left there. Is $21.99 is
you cannot even get a cheeseburger and a
that's right.
Please.
You'll laugh. I'll make you laugh. I'll tell you that right now. It's a fun story. We use all the tropes of fairy tales. There's not a thing you can think of from a fairy tale, from glass slippers and cauldrons and dragons, that we use all of it.
Okay,
it's
good.
all in there. Good. So it's a joyride.
Just wonderful. I absolutely loved it. I went with Linny. I went with Jeffrey and Steven a few years ago. Just great.
So sweet.
I really loved it. And Billy, I swear to you, if I wasn't doing the show at the same time,
she'd be there.
Of course, yes. Well, you'll have another shot because Tiger Bear is going to produce a run.
I will be there. I promise.
It's right after Pride weekend. I think the 27th of June is when we take over the theater right here on Theater Row on 40. I'm saying right here. I live on 43rd Street. My commute's going to be literally around the corner, people. Literally around the corner on 42nd Street. We're going to do a 3-week run with a schedule to be determined very shortly. So stand by.
Please do me a favor.
Yeah, it says June 28th through July 17th is what it says.
That's the one. Yeah.
Excuse me, Leo.
Leo
Are
is
you
on it.
He's on it.
On it, doggone it.
So on it.
Wow.
So
God.
Billy, when gets closer to it, just remind me.
Oh yeah.
And we'll have you on again, and we'll.
I would love to. Of course, I would love to.
The whole thing, because I like to screw up these audiences. Because first of all, a lot of our friends, most of our friends, are either in the business or they're theater lovers. They're all people that are creative or love the arts, and I always like to know about things that I haven't seen or haven't heard of. So
sure. Why
not spread the word?
Absolutely.
Now we're getting close to the end of our show, so here's what I would like.
Oh my goodness,
Billy, would you please leave our listeners with something about living the creative life and how you feel about staying in it.
Okay. Well, because this has been very challenging with pandemic and all of that stuff. I am someone that journals every morning. A lot of people are familiar with The Artist's Way, which was written by Julia Cameron, and one of the practices in that is to journal every morning. And I do 3 pages of longhand scribbling. No one's going to read this but me. I just to get my brain talking to the world, and everything I've ever written is coming out of that practice of, I need to get cat food. It's really sunny in here. I wish that I didn't have to go to work today. If in scene 3 I said this, and then the pen slows down and I'm writing a scene. For me, that is how I keep this flow of the everyday of the doing it. And for me, the hardest part is not to compare and despair of who got what and who got produced and why isn't mine and why did he get and what is she doing. And my journey is my journey. My work is my work. Between the wardrobe work I do and the writing I do, the prime example right now is, well, why didn't I get a track on Funny Girl as a dresser? It's about to start previews. Well, because if you'd gotten a track on Funny Girl, you would have had to cancel the 22nd of March because they're going to be deep in tech at that point, and you would not have been able to do Prince Charming. So the plan is you do Prince Charming right now, and you leave it alone.
Wow.
So to really just be in my journey as a creative and know it's ongoing and not look for... It's that depressing fact that it's all journey. There is no destination. Every show ends. Every job comes to a complete... Even Phantom will eventually close. Not in my lifetime, certainly. But it's all journey. So just to be in my creative journey with the ups and the downs and the stuff without the, well, why not? Well, why? It does me no good.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Billy. One of the things, my favorite sayings in the world is God has bigger plans.
There it is. Here's my other, I'll leave you with this one. I have this written on mirrors and written all over the place. The future is friendly.
Yes, beautiful.
I think I got that from Campanero, actually. Susan.
We're going to leave it. That's a perfect place to end the show. So I want to thank my sidekick, Leo Rodriguez. Where would we be without Leo? I always say everyone needs a Leo in their life.
Wow.
And Lynn Portis,
I was in the audience today. I was a live audience member.
Oh, yes, Lynn, it's so good to see you. What a treat. What a treat.
I follow you everywhere.
My co-creator on many things. Billy Hipkins, wonderful, wonderful friend for 30 years.
My God,
and amazing writer, actor, a wardrobe person, and just human being. Thank you, Billy, for being on the show, surprising us. And come back every Tuesday night. Except go and see Billy. I won't mind if you watch this. Go and see Billy. And we'll see you next week, 9 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody. Good night.
Happy International Women's Day.